I discovered I could smell cancer as a child. My relative is still alive and kicking, so no sad stuff. However, when I was young, I would spend nearly every week with her. She was just very sweet and doted on me a lot, which was a stark contrast to my tumultuous home life, so I loved staying with her. When I was around maybe like 6 to 8, I went to her house after going on vacation, and she smelled so bad. As a child, just being a child, I was honest. She seemed hurt and took a shower, but the smell didn't leave. I hate to admit it, but I was so upset as a kid about the smell that I didn't want her to cook for me. The smell was just too much, and I have germophobic tendencies. In my child mind, the smell would get near my food, and I had a meltdown over it, which was probably really shitty to be on the receiving end of in retrospect. A few weeks later, I was back, and the smell was still there. I was relentless. "It smells like a possum in the road I saw one time," was the only way child me could explain what it was like to her. At some point, I think she either began to get worried and decided to go to the doctor, or just went for another reason. Thank God she did. Turns out she had melanoma. She had a procedure to remove the patches and made a full recovery. And after that, out of curiosity, she asked me if the smell was still there. So I hugged her tight to get a good whiff, and it was completely gone. A few years later, around maybe 10 to 13 years old, I went to visit her, and the smell was back. I told her, "Remember when you stunk?" And she said, "Oh no, do I need to go to the doctor again?" This time, she found out she was in one of the earlier stages of breast cancer and ended up getting a mastectomy, again making a full recovery. Smell went away. Third time was melanoma again, I'm pretty sure. But every time she's ever had cancer, I've caught it by scent. I'm curious if anyone else has ever smelt it. I've always had a very sensitive nose. I'm also curious if I only caught it because I know her smell well enough to notice if it changes. Like, I could maybe only do it if I know the person's usual scent. For those who may be wondering, it smells like that sickly sweet, rotting dead animal on a hot day, if you've ever had the displeasure of smelling such a thing. Either way, pretty trippy. I have always been curious about it. No one else in my family smelled what I was smelling.